Kokushin karate is what we call full knockdown. It's based on the principle there's no pads and you have to knock someone out to win. It's quite brutal, very technical. It's not just a case of power and I think there's a lot of technical ability in there. Fitness, core fitness, and there's very few practitioners in England of Kokushin. And I'm fortunate now to be the England coach for England Kokushin. Now in July, which I'm taking the team out to Japan in July for the World Championships. So big squad from England going out there. So hopefully we've been out for a few years now, so we know what we're doing. So we should. I've got hope for 3 medals this year. So I've got some seriously good lads now. Originally, years and years, because I've been training now for 50 years, and originally there was no karate then. I was in judo. I was a judoka, and then I went to a seminar at the local university, and there were a group of Japanese guys there, Asano, Enoida, Kanazawa, Kasi. They were all there, and a few other minions with them, and they were doing a demo, and I sat down and watched this demo, and I was like, that is for me, that's for me. And I found, they did a Q&A afterwards, found out where that, and I went into Shotokan, because back in the day there was nothing here, there weren't like anything like this, it just didn't exist. So I got into Shotokan, then I met Bob Sykes from Martial Arts Illustrated, got into sport karate, then into kickboxing. I took a kickboxing team to Italy on a show to Italy. Met a grandmaster from Kokushin who asked me to join their association in Japan. Would I come out for an interview in Japan? Went out to Japan, did the interview, thought, yeah, this is good, and went out for a few years afterwards, and then he made me the England Shian, the England coach. So, and the rest is, as I say, history really. Yeah, I've always been competitive. I've held 2 world titles, 3 European titles. I've hit every conceivable title England's had to offer. I've won it at least 3 or 4 times. So. Make it fun. With my seniors, we still have fun. We're still going really hard, but I still have fun. We still make it fun, we still have laughs, and if somebody makes a mistake, we laugh at, we take the mickey out of them and everything, it's all thing. But they come on better. After an hard day's work, the last thing you want is to be beasted to death, right? But go have fun, and be at a place where your students want to be there. That is the thing, you make them want to be part of it. But they've got goals. I've got people who want to be on the team, my students want to be on the team, why they're not good enough. So the process is you work hard to get to that point where you could be taken all over the world. And they go all over the world. No, I don't. I used to have that in my clubs, but now I run an elite club now. I don't babysit anymore. I used to be a really good babysitter. I used to teach 200 students at a time. Not anymore. I'd rather just do 20 or 30 elite who want to do it. So you start off, and at the end of an hour and a half, you have got nothing left. And that's when the students give it their all. I have other schools where I've got technical schools where I bring the students on. I've got my Dan grades teaching there, and I'll go and bring them on, and I'll say, okay, you need to be in this elite school now, and bring them on there. So when you get somebody who's good, but then they go into an elite school of people who are really classy, they come on faster. So it's a process of not putting them into the deep end, but slowly progressing them up. And slowly they get from that group to a better group, to a better group. It makes them try harder. It gives them a purpose of want. And when they see these guys going all over the world, there's a motivation there for them to just, oh yeah, I want that, I want that. And as soon as I see they want that, then I move them up. So the faster they move up, the closer to their dream. But it's in their hands. I can only show I can't make you listen. So, motivation, big motivation. And it's never stopped. Fun.
Yeah.
It's got to be fun.
Because that's basically their motivation.
Yeah. It's like, there's a young kid up here in a wheelchair.
Yes, I know.
Okay, so he can't do what a kid's standing up doing. So I look at him and think, okay, let's use the wheelchair as a tool. So I said, okay, you've got one hand on there, use this one. So I'm going to step to the side. As you go past me, you back fist. So when I showed him that he could use his wheelchair as movement where the kids have the legs, oh, he smiled on his face because he's got something. And now he's showing the other kids how to do it.
Yeah.
How do you think that makes me feel? I can't tell you. It's priceless. It's proper priceless. That poor kid hasn't got the legs. They shouldn't stop him, should they? So I've adapted the wheelchair to him to do what the other kids are doing, so he didn't feel left out. And he was a part of the group as much as anybody else. So that makes me inside feel really special. And that's teaching, isn't it? Oh yeah, when they come in with the introductions first, we get the name out, and if they whisper it, I make them shout it. I make them shout at them, be proud of yourself, be proud of yourself, you're in here, be proud of yourself. So then, we just do the easy peasy things of the warm up, show them the bits of stretching, get the muscles really warmed up, then the bits of stretching coming in, and then we keep everything simple. We don't overload them. 3 or 4 techniques, but with loads of fun in it. I said, oh, like punch me on the chin, I pretend that they've knocked me out. Whoa, you know, it's a bit hard, calm down.
Yeah.
And then they start smiling, coming out of themselves, then the confidence starts to come up. But don't overload the kids. That comes with time. If they come back next week, we give them something else, and then we just keep going. But all the time, just improving the basics, but they don't realise that they're doing all that. Because there's so much fun. If you're in my elite school, it's an hour and a half and you want to vomit. End of. It's just beasting. It's just a beasting, and you're constantly on your toes. Technical stuff, pad work drills, stamina, core work, body conditioning. Because with Kyokushinkai, if you can't take a hit, don't be there. So we can take a full kick and a full punch and still keep coming. What bother is? But it's non-stop. It's just one drill after another. There's no break in between for a breather. It's just an hour and a half. Yeah. But if you want to get to the top of the tree, if you don't put the time in, you ain't going to be at the top of the tree. Because all the guys at the top of the tree put the time and effort in. In anything, you can see it here. With any style, it doesn't matter, jiu-jitsu, bo-jitsu, screamo, taekwondo, everything. The guys at the top of the tree do it. Put the time and effort in. And that's it. I'm 62, and I still put the time and effort in. I train with a squad and I beast myself stupid. I'm 62, I should be taking it easy. But no, I love it, just love it. And I think my enthusiasm for it, it's infectious in the groups. And it's because, like, my juniors see the intermediates and me messing with the intermediates, having fun and everything like that, and they get envious. And envy is like a tool for me. And if you use nature and it's like that, tools and everything, you're going to get the best out of people. The big guys don't mind the beastings anymore, and the proper boot camp stuff. They don't mind it anymore because they're all British, European champions, and now they've got chances to be world champions. So, but they know that they've got to put that effort in, and if you don't put it in, you ain't getting it out. You see, that's so difficult today because there's so many people out there who are teaching terrible stuff. They're stealing money off of people. But if you've got somebody who's never done it before and they go to a club, they only know what's in front of them. And until they go outside the comfort zone and go to another club and see something else, you are never going to know if that club's good or bad. You're only as good as your instructor. So I would say, before you go to any club, find out the history of your instructor. Find out what he's done. If you can't go back in time and look at his history, and he doesn't have any history that you can look back on, don't go. And it's like, well, Jeff knows me. We've had some serious stand-up fights, me and Jeff. In the day, we used to batter each other. But my history and Jeff's history, you can go back in time and look it up and find out about it. And there's nothing written about him. I'd be suspicious. And then find out, for the next thing, find out how often he grades your students. And if he grades them every other couple of weeks, I wouldn't even be there. Because you might as well just go, yeah, you might as well just go to a shop and buy yourself the belt. Because they're giving it away. Whereas mine, I just turned my black belt. There's a girl training in here, she'll tell you the truth. She's half an hour late for a downgrade and I sent her home. Don't turn up for half an hour late. She obviously didn't want the black belt, so I sent her home. But that's my attitude to it. I won't grade anybody if they're not good enough. I tell people who's going to grade, they're good enough. If you want to grade, you're ready to grade. You're not. You're not working hard enough. And that's throughout my club. So if you're like a blank page and you go to a club like that, you don't know. You think that's how it is.
Yeah, you might think karate is crap because you've gone through a crap place.
I've spoke to every conceivable sports minister, everybody, about restrictions on people who can teach. Because there's people now just going around advertising, look, I'll show you 3 moves, give you a black belt, I'll give you a club. Whoa, how's that? These people are going to believe that they stick with them, and they're going to believe that they're serious because they've got a black belt on the waist. They think they're the man.
I think they've got all the tools they need now.
No, but like you learn the hard way, really. But how are you to know when you go in as that you've never done it before? Now, if you'd have been with Jeff and you'd moved to somewhere and then gone to a club, straight away you'd have gone, no, don't think so.
Yeah.
But from a complete novice who wants to get the children involved in the club, I can tell you I'm this, I'm that, I'm other. I had a leaflet posted in my letterbox the other day, and the top of the leaflet, this club is open. I am the European champion, I'm a British champion, and I know this guy, and he isn't. And the first thing he advertised on his leaflet, not self-defense, not look after yourself, not learn karate, not learn taekwondo, whatever, it was learn how to do flying kicks. And I'm thinking, why would that be at the top of the list? It makes no sense. So what use is that? It's nothing. It's for show. So obviously, I know this guy personally anyway, and he's not a European champion. He's got no history. He's just opened the club and he wants to earn some money. He's never trained, he's never graded with anybody, but now he's a second dan. And there's nothing in this country to stop him doing it.
Yeah.
And isn't that wrong? I don't mind anybody looking at my history. None of mine's written people, you know, it's like I go anywhere in the world and people know who I am. And it's like, it took me 50 years to get to that point. And I'm still here doing it. But it ain't gonna make me a millionaire. Spiritually, it keeps me calm. It's like a contradiction, really. It's like you're fighting with your alter ego, because when I get to fight, I'm just a psychopath. But at the end of the fight, that guy at the other side of me is my best mate. So I come up there and I'm just an happy, joking, kind of fun guy who loves socialising and meeting guys like this. I might not see somebody for 2 years, and I'll see him at a tournament, and it's though they haven't been away. You understand? It's a difficult thing to get over to somebody. You've got to be involved with it. And like, we're still best mates. We still talk and we still catch up, and I come away buzzing. Not from the fighting, it's from meeting all my mates. The fighting's just a byproduct of it. That is an achievement, yeah. And it's like when I saw Jeff last night, it's like great to see him after all these years. And although I talk to him on Facebook and I talk to him on the net and things like that. To actually meet him back again after fighting like 30 years ago, we were proper duking it out, and I see him now and I still get that buzz of meeting him. But it's almost like after 30 years, it's like we haven't been apart. It's really, and that, I love it. That's what martial arts is about, bringing you all together and showing your skills off, having a laugh, but the socialising thing of it, and it has kept me calm because I reckon I'd have been in prison now. I'd have been fighting in pubs, and now it's like, now I walk away. I walk away off the street unless like they're grabbing me, then, but otherwise I'd cross across the road and get away from it. But that the inner calm it brings me, and learning. Every day is a school day for me as well, so I've loved it here, and I never want to stop it. I love it more today than I did when I first started it, and I loved it mega then. And so now it's just got me all over the world. It'd have been a prison cell if I hadn't done it. I know where I'd have been. I know it. But now it's done wonders for me, and I'm hoping my dad is really proud of me. Well, I hope so.
Well, that's enough.
Okay, thank you very much indeed.